I think last night proves to me for the rest of this year, Steph first, Steph's team. They won 14 straight with it being Steph's team. They got into a groove. They would have won last night. They set their starters at the end of the fourth quarter, the second half of the fourth quarter. They would have beaten Utah and kept the winning streak going. They are a better team this year, I think, with Steph Curry as the alpha dog, as the star player, with the offense going through him. Kevin Durant is probably their most talented player. Kevin Durant, if he were fully healthy for the entire season, I wouldn't be saying this. But coming off an injury this close to the playoffs, Steph should be the lead dog leading them back to the championship.
I am never, ever for telling a guy to take a back seat when he is as good as Kevin Durant. Actually, any player. Why would you want a guy to lose his killer instinct? And I don't understand this concept that if Durant is awesome and full throttle, that Steph's going to melt away. He's not. I think it's very possible.
Earlier in the year.
No, he did, but it does take some time to adjust and build chemistry. And we've seen it happen before where the star steps away, the other guys step up to the plate. And I think it can mesh once they're all back together.
Well, this is the thing. I do think they need Steph to be the engine of the offense, taking long threes, taking bad shots, which he's done throughout the last few years, and hitting some of them. They just play better when they have that type of swag. And the difference is this. If Steph's not launching threes, hitting threes, driving to the bucket and scoring, he's not really helping you in other ways. Durant can help you defensively. He's your leading rebounder. He's going to get his points much more efficiently than Steph does. He shoots 54%. So he doesn't need the amount of looks that Steph needs to get his. So I do think you play through Steph, and Durant's going to get you 25 just by accident.
Very smart.
But what are we talking about, though? Steph is averaging 2 more points.
They're both around 25.
Okay, but I'm saying, but shooting a couple more percentage points higher. So it's not like Steph was averaging 19 and now he's averaging 27 with Durant on the floor. To me, it goes back to this. In game situations, who's going to take the last shot? Who's going to be there? Now, it all depends on who's rolling that night, and coaches understand that. Last year, you had a dichotomy with, is it Steph or Clay that's going to take the shot? To me, it's a matter
That wasn't much of a debate.
But no, here's the thing. Whose team is it doesn't matter at this point, because deference comes with who's rolling. They're so unselfish as a team, it doesn't hurt them. I understand you want to have a lead person. I understand that. It's different if you had alpha males. But the alpha male you got on that team is Draymond Green.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they're not competing for shots. You know?
So you telling me tight playoff game and it's going to be a game time decision. There's not going to be an impulse reflection amongst those players to, you know what, let me have the ball.
I don't think they're built like that. I really don't, and especially with the influence of Steve Kerr in regards to what we're doing on offense. If Clay is rolling that game, I do believe those players would be like, we need to run something for Clay if he's rolling. And they wouldn't be mad if he gets the ball because that's their personality. On other teams, I would say, you know, if you're talking about New York and they're rolling, no, Carmelo got to have the ball.
Golden State's the unicorn. They're the perfect team.
No, they are, but that's how it works, and that's why they got Kevin Durant. It's whoever's hot at the end of the night. And also, it's a very dangerous thing to ask Durant to step back the year before he could potentially leave Golden State.
You're going to see the benefit of Kevin Durant more in the playoffs than the regular season. Because in the playoffs, when teams can focus on Golden State, focus on Steph, get more physical with him, that's when they can bottle him up a little bit more than the regular season. But now when you do that, you got Durant right there to light it up.
Both of you guys, all three of you guys, have you ever seen that? You were at Boston team with Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen.
Older. They were older.
But again, have you ever seen an environment where no one really cares who gets the last shot?
That big three, that was a team. Don't you think?
And that was actually a team with a lot of ego. A lot of those guys had ego, but it was.
Paul Pierce, the ball ran through Paul Pierce.
No, but when he's hot, and
Rondo had an ego at the time.
Rondo had an ego. Ray did too, and KG has an ego. But it would default to who's hot right now. Because at the end of the day, they did want to win.
When your three pieces, if you have a big three, fit together and do different things, which these guys, because they're all such great shooters, they can fit. One doesn't have to dominate the ball. I think it's easier.
Well, also the Detroit Pistons with Chauncey, with Rip Hamilton, with Rasheed Wallace. Now, they weren't the super all-stars or great players, but it was a deference going on depending on what was going on in the series, which made them so great. They didn't care.
I'm always hot on this show, so I should do all the talking.